What's up, everyone? This is Joseph from Nerds and Matrimony. Welcome back to Let's Play Mini Ninjas. So in the last episode, we took out the third boss of the game, the Timid Swimmer. It was a good time. It was a fun boss fight, albeit very short. And now we are going to start going through the winter range. Things are going to start getting a bit cold around here. We have reached a point in the game where we are basically traveling through a giant mountain range. And it's gonna get a bit cold. It's gonna get a bit snowy and slippery and icy, and these are some of my favorite levels in the game coming up. The next castle will actually be in the next video. Spoiler alert. But this level, the next castle, the next boss, and all the levels after that, these are some of my favorite levels in the game. I really like these levels. They're really cool. No pun intended. But yeah, they're just a lot of fun, and they're really well designed.
Oh, careful. I'm making bombs. And it is delicate work, as you might be able to understand. There's only one problem. Wicks. I ran out of them. Usually, I make them from the dried stalk of a tiger lily. Very flammable, those things. If you could find me one of them, I'll be happy to share a few bombs with you.
Alright, so this is another reason why you want to collect tiger lilies in the game. You can give them to this guy. You can give as many as you want to this guy, and he will give you a bomb in return.
These are really going to go boom. Here's something for your trouble.
So I get a cherry bomb. So yeah, I could give him all 22 that I have, and he'll give me a bomb each time. It's not necessarily going to be the cherry bomb every time, but yeah. You can get a lot of bombs from that guy. But granted, you know, like I said, I really never use the bombs just because I don't ever find them very useful. So yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, these next several levels, these are some of my favorite levels in the game. They're just so action-packed. The environments are really neat. Some of the platforming is a lot of fun. There are some really cool sections in these levels coming up. So there's a little village up here that is under attack by samurai, so we're going to go defeat them and rescue the last ninja in the group, actually. Yes, folks, we are getting Kunoichi, finally. We are finally going to get her, and we are going to complete our group. We are going to save all the ninjas, and then take the fight to the samurai warlord. So yeah. So how's everybody doing today? Today is the 15th of June. It is Thursday. It's payday for me. I got paid today. It's been a lot better day than yesterday was. For those of you who watched my castle video from yesterday, the water castle, I explained how I had a terrible day yesterday and everything was going wrong. Today's starting off a lot better. You know, I got paid today. So... You know, I went out and got me some kolaches for breakfast this morning with the chocolate milk, and yeah. So I'm gonna pay like all of my bills today. So just get all of them out of the way now. But yeah, so far it's a pretty good day. The weather outside looks really nice. So yeah. I'm actually going to go out later today and get me some new strings for my guitar, because I've had the same strings on it for like 2 months, and that's not a good idea. For those of you who don't know anything about guitar, you actually, it's recommended you change your strings like every 2 or 3 weeks. Of course, it also depends on how much you play. But yeah, I've had the same set of strings on that guitar for like 2 months. So I'm going to go get me a new set of strings today, as well as a new strap, because I need a new strap, because the strap that I have right now is just torn to bits. But yeah. So anyways, yes, as you can see, that was a note from Kunoichi. She was saying that the samurai have captured a whole bunch of animals and they're taking them off into the forest. Now, I am going to go ahead and warn you guys now, this level is pretty long. Well, I say it's long. It's long in comparison to some of the other levels in the game. And the levels after the snow castle, there's a few that are. I mean, there's like a couple that are pretty short, but you know, most of the levels at the Snow Castle, they're somewhat lengthy. Not really by design, more of just the fact that there's going to be a lot of fighting. So anyways, here's our first Kuji Shrine of this level, so let's see what we get. We got the Ice Storm. Yes, this conjures a storm of ice, and basically shards of ice will fall from the sky and it will freeze any enemy it hits. It does not damage them, it just freezes them. And I will be showing this off in this video. There is another spell in this level that we will be getting. So yeah. And by the way, you remember those ghost enemies we saw in the Haunted Forest? And remember how I said we would only see them in that level in the Night Castle? Yeah, I totally lied. I forgot they actually return in this level. There's not a whole lot of them. There's only like 3 in this level, and they actually act as guards of the second Kuji Shrine. So yeah, they actually do show up in this level, but believe me, this is for real the last time we're going to see them in the game. So yeah. Anyways, we're going to go on here to the Old Pine Forest and defeat all these samurai and save all the animals they have kidnapped. So yeah, I keep casting my Detect Shrine spell constantly in this level, just because I want to make sure I'm not missing out on it. And yes, there is an assassin here. Yeah, when you put the assassin together with a whole bunch of other samurai, especially the archers, it can get really difficult. As you're going to see here, I almost die. By the way, the Ice Storm spell can actually damage you. If you get hit by the Ice Storm spell, it will actually damage you. Granted, it takes 2 hits for it to do any damage, but yes, it can damage you. So obviously in this section you want to focus on taking out the assassin first, because once again he is the most dangerous enemy. So focus on taking him out first. Once you take him out, you can start taking out all the rest of the enemies in the area. And yes, there are a whole lot of archers in this section right here. So yeah. And now that's another thing I like about the Ice Storm spell. After you cast it, it actually stays on the ground. Like you can see where it landed. So, like it stays there forever. Like it's permanently there. Well, I say permanently there. If you come back and play this level again after you beat it, it won't be there. But, you know. Like I could go to the very end of this level, come all the way back here, and it will still be here. So, it will only go away when I actually exit the level. Which I think is pretty cool. Alright, so there are a couple more archers left. I'm trying to find them. I can hear them, and I don't know where they are. Oh, there they are. So, yeah, I'm going to go get some new strings for my guitar today, and a strap. As well as a new pick, because, well, I'm going to get... The pick I have right now, well I actually have 2. They're pretty good, but I need a heavier pick because I tend to use thicker strings because I like to play in lower tunings. I like to play in drop C, I like to play in drop D. Just because I think those sound really good for like hard rock and metal. So I tend to play with thicker strings, so having a heavier pick will be very helpful because then I won't have to apply as much force to actually play notes. So yes, there's the Ice Storm in action this time. It actually hits some of the samurai. As you can see, it freezes them in place. It does not damage them. It just freezes them. But, you know, it can give you a second to, maybe recharge your health or your ki or whatever. You know, get in position, like get in a better position to fight them off or whatever. Or it can give you time to charge up a power attack. Because you can do that. You can actually freeze the samurai with the Ice Storm and then charge up a power attack, and you can actually hit them with the power attack while they're frozen and it will still kill them in one hit. So that's actually a really good strategy to use. Use the Ice Storm, freeze a whole bunch of enemies, then use Hero's power attack to take them all out really quickly without taking any damage, hopefully. So So yeah. So Kunoichi is actually right up here. There's a humongous camp up here. And they actually kidnapped her and brought her here. So we're going to go up here and save her. Alright, so this is the campgrounds. There are a lot of samurai here, and I mean a lot. And there are a whole lot of red samurai here as well. So we are going to be using a lightning storm to take a whole bunch of them out. I'm going to go ahead and kill these guys with power attack just because there's only 2 of them. That would be a waste of a lightning storm. So now I'm going to use my lightning storm because there are a lot of enemies in this area. Not to mention the fact that there are 3 archers with bomb arrows. So I would actually recommend focusing on taking those guys out first, and then fight the rest of the samurai. Take out the archers with the bomb arrows first, because they're going to get really annoying, because they'll just hit you out of nowhere and knock you back really far. So focus on taking these guys out first, and then take out the rest of the samurai. Yes, we were going to defeat all the samurai, rescue all the animals, and destroy all these tents before we rescue Kunoichi. Hero's power attack is your best friend here, especially if you have it all the way leveled up so you can target 6 enemies. By the way, spoiler alert, we are going to reach our max level in this video. So, and when you reach your max level, you actually get a really cool power. You don't get more ki, you don't get an extra part, you actually get a new ability. Well, a somewhat new ability. Basically, it makes the spirit form spell a lot more powerful, and it gives you an extra... Well, it gives you an extra ability that you can use with the spirit form spell. That's actually really cool. I don't know if I'm ever going to show it off, but it's pretty neat. So yeah. So as you can see, I decided to be shooting there just to take out a couple of the archers from range. And then I switched back to hero. Hold on there, Kunoichi. I have to get everything in this camp first before I rescue you. You're not very useful anyways, so, you know, you're not on the top of my priority list. You're not good at combat. You know, you don't really have a use as far as anything else goes, so... Yeah. Once again, you can hit the tents to destroy them, and they will, most of the time they will drop coins, sometimes they'll drop potions, sometimes they'll drop, you know, shoryukens or cow drops, so yeah. Let's save all the animals. I do like that they have these samurai camps in some of these levels. I think that's really cool. You know, it's not like they're just mindlessly wandering around. Like, they actually have a camp. They actually have, like, a base that they operate from. So, you know, just, you know, it makes it more realistic. So. Well, realistic in the sense of a video game. Seriously, people, quit asking for realism in video games. Video games are not meant to be realistic. My goodness. All you Zelda fans out there asking for realism in a Zelda game. It's a game about, basically, you know, it's a fantasy story. You're a warrior with, you know, magic powers and a sword going to save a princess who is being held captive by a giant demon lord. Yeah, realism has already gone out the window. Quit asking for realism in video games. Sorry, just had to go off on a little rant there. So yes, we have found Kunoichi, and we have found all the ninjas. Now we get the achievement, Lost and Found. You get that achievement when you find all the ninjas in the game. So there we go. Yeah, I can't stand it when people demand for realism in video games that are not even realistic in their concept. You know, like, I could understand asking for realism in a game like Call of Duty because, you know, the concept of Call of Duty is a realistic concept. You know, it's it's warfare. It's real life warfare. So I could understand wanting realism in a game like that. But in games like Legend of Zelda, in games like Sonic the Hedgehog, even in games like this, think about Sonic the Hedgehog. He's a blue hedgehog who's super fast and he talks. Realism has already gone out the window. Don't ask for realism in a Sonic game. It's a cartoon. It's not supposed to be realistic. Ugh!
Oh, you come at last. Quickly, before anyone notices that we are here.
Alright, so this guy actually has a recipe that's called the Flaming Oil Potion. Basically, you can use this and it will make your weapon be bathed in fire. So, yeah, whatever ninja you are, when you use this potion, it will turn your weapon into a fire weapon. And as you can see, we only have one ingredient for it, which is the Spear of Ashita, which is a very rare ingredient. I actually passed one up earlier in this level. I actually just now noticed it recording this commentary. But yeah, the Spear of Ashita, and then we have an undiscovered ingredient, which we will actually get in this level. But yeah, the Flaming Oil Potion is really cool, especially if you use it with Shun, because if you use it with Shun, he actually shoots fire arrows, and it is so freaking cool. It's also really neat when you use it with Futo, because it turns his hammer on fire, and when you use it with Hero, because it turns his sword on fire. And as you may guess, fire weapons do more damage. And I love this section of this level right here, going across this bridge that's covered in fog, and it's kind of hard to see, and you don't see the samurai until you ride up on it. I just think this is just such a cool setting. It's just a really well designed set piece in this level. And I like the fact that you have limited visibility. I think that's really cool. So yes, this giant bridge is going to lead us into the mountain range. As you can see, the snow is already falling. So yes, we are going to be going into the mountain range here. And I'm going to use a power attack to take out every single one of these red archers. There we go. 6 targets, 1 power attack. It's amazing. Alright, so there's a brute up here, so we're going to turn into Futo to take him out. And yeah, I screwed up my button press there. I was a bit too late, and he smacked me in the face and sent me flying back. Oh well, I still got him. Even though he hit me again. For whatever reason, that attack that they do where they slap you is just really fast for some reason. There are 2 spear guys here, so I'm actually going to be Kunoichi to take them out, because I can waste a fireball on them. And as you can see, you still have to get pretty close to them, so... But Kunoichi does have a somewhat useful power attack. She actually spins around in a circle, and it has pretty decent reach. And she's actually invincible while performing that attack, so there you go. One thing I don't like about this section is the bridge is covered in snow, so it's really hard to see all the stuff that the enemies drop, because, the ground is completely white, and the drops from the enemies are really bright colors, so they tend to blend in with the snow a little bit, so it can be a bit hard to see sometimes. And there we go, all the enemies are gone. So yeah, I basically just kind of go around the trail where the enemies are, and basically just look around that area. We are very close to getting our max level, we're almost there. Here we are in the mountain range. Lots of snow, lots of snow. I would imagine it's quite cold here. Hopefully Hero's clothes are warm enough to where he doesn't get frostbite. By the way, you can jump in that water. You would think you wouldn't because it would freeze you, but no, you can actually jump in there. And yes, there is a magician samurai up here who is turning animals into samurai. There's the ingredient we were missing, and that is the mountain fire mushroom. And we got an achievement called Botanist. You get that achievement when you have discovered every plant in the game. So there are no new plants in the game. So here's the magician. I'm going to take him out. I could go back down there and pick up the samurai he spawned, but I'm not going to. And yes, there's an assassin up here as well. So we're going to want to take him out. For whatever reason, I had a lot of trouble with this guy. He kept disappearing on me. Once again, when they do that jump attack, get out of the way because you cannot hit them. And it is really hard to dodge. He almost got me right there. That attack is really fast. It is really hard to dodge. So he actually ends up disappearing on me here when I get him on his last hit, and he doesn't show up until later. So yeah, I'm like waiting on him to show up back here, but he actually disappears and he shows up at a later point in the level, and then I actually end up taking him out. Excuse me. He should show up somewhere around this area. Yep, I heard him. Where is he? Where is he? I heard him moving around. Oh, there he is. Let's take him out. Yeah, look at that. 2.5 hearts. That's ridiculous. And we have reached our max level, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have a spatial mastery ability. We have mastered the art of passing into the plane of spirits. From now on, your spirit form spell will allow you to possess small samurai. Yes, when you use the spirit form spell now, not only can you possess animals, but you can also possess the blue and red samurai, the little ones. You cannot possess the big ones. Like, you can't possess the generals, you can't possess the brutes. But the little grunt samurai, you can actually possess them now. And I think that is so freaking cool, because, like, you could actually, like, because there's a level coming up where we're going to run into another big camp. And you can actually, because there are some samurai that are looking out, like, guarding the entrance to the camp, you can actually take them. You could actually possess one of them, and then you could actually walk around the camp and no one will attack you because, you know, they can't see through your disguise. They think you're one of them. I just think that's so freaking cool. And yes, you can actually attack with the samurai, but as soon as you attack, all the other samurai will start attacking you because they will then realize, you know, hey, you're actually not one of us. And yes, I did make a mistake with the giant red brutes. It actually does take 5 hits to kill them, not 4. I guess the reason it only took 4 for that first one that we saw in the game was because he got hit by my lightning storm spell that I cast. But yes, it takes 5 hits to take these guys out, not 4. So there we go. So yes, as you can see, my level up bar on the bottom left, it is now red. It is not an empty circle anymore. That means we can no longer level up. So you don't have to collect these little experience points from these animals or the enemies anymore. I tend to do it anyways just to get them off the screen, but, you know, just out of habit. But yes, we have reached our max level. 7 hearts, and we have got the maximum amount of key that we can store. We have reached our max level. This is the strongest we're going to be. Once again, really bad luck with the fireballs. Alright, so I decided to be shooting here just to take out these other two because I didn't want to waste 2 more spells. So there we go. Alright. So we're going to continue on through this door. This is going to lead us to the next Kuji Shrine. We're going to go through to some caves here. And this is where the undead ghost skeleton guys are going to show back up. And I totally forgot that they showed up in this level. So yes, this is the Forgotten Caves. Yeah, I totally forgot they show up in this level. And then when I saw the first one, I was like, oh, crap. Now I gotta go back and retract that statement that I said, you know, they were only in 2 levels in the game. They're in 3 levels. Yeah, it's crazy. You don't see them, like, the last time we saw these guys was the Night Castle. That was the 2nd castle of the game. That was like level, what, 6? We're on like level 14. Because the boss fights do count as their own levels. But, you know, it's been like 7 or 8 levels since we've seen one of these guys. So, yeah. Anyways, I kind of got stuck here a little bit because the camera angle is not really good, and I kept thinking I had to climb up somewhere here. But all I had to do was go along that path there. But, you know, camera angle is not all that great here in this narrow pathway. So I went back down just to get my bearings, and then I turned the camera around. I was like, oh, there's the path right there. I like how the checkpoints are even covered in snow. I think that's a nice little touch, that even the checkpoint alters. You know, the roof is covered in snow. So here are the Forgotten Caves, ladies and gentlemen, and there are a couple of reasons they're called the Forgotten Caves. Number one, they have the ghost enemies in them. Number two, it is very easy to get lost in here. This place is a maze. However, if you stick along with me, if you go along the path that I go on, you will not get lost. So there is the ghost enemy. So I see him and I'm like, oh crap, I totally forgot about him. So I'm going to quit my Sunray spell. And it's really hard casting the Sunray spell in this area because once again, the ground is white and the little targeting reticule is a light blue. So it is very hard to see where you're going to cast the spell. It's almost like the lighting on the snow is like too bright. Alright, so the Kuji Shrine is actually right up here in this little passageway up here. However, the anemone is in a completely different place in these caves, and you have to find it, and it is being guarded by two ghost enemies. So the Kuji Shrine is actually right up here. See? There it is. Alright, so we have to go look for the anemone, which is the flower that we use to activate it. So basically, come down here, hang a right, kill this ghost, or totally miss. Okay, let's lure him into it. Once again, one good thing about these guys, even though they do drain your ki, they usually drop a whole lot of it. Alright, so when you come out to this section after you kill that guy, hang a left, and this will take you to the anemone. Once you come up here, go to the right, and there it is down there on that little island in the water. How that water is not frozen is beyond me, and I got incredibly lucky here casting these Sunray spells, because I had no idea where they were going to land, but yeah. Got really lucky there. Alrighty. So there's a Chizo statue over here I'm going to get. There's a Spear of Ashita back there that I didn't bother picking up. Or whatever. You're not going to see a whole lot of those in the game anyways. Like I said, they are pretty rare. And, you know, I will show off the Flaming Oil Potion. I am going to be using it. I will use it in the next video in the Snow Castle. Just to show it off to you guys, just so you can see what it looks like. And how awesome it is. I'm probably going to use it with Hero. Just because, you know, I think his flaming sword looks cooler than Shun's fire arrows. So basically just make your way back around the path that you just came on to get to this place, and you should find your way back to the Kuji Shrine. Once again, these caves are a bit of a maze, but, you know, if you understand that there's a giant circle in the middle, it's pretty easy to navigate. Alright, so we got the Slow Time spell. This is exactly what it says. It slows time down, and it slows everything down in the area of the effect, including enemies. So basically it makes you faster than everybody. Now your character will get slowed down as well, so you won't be able to run full speed like normal, but you will still be faster than everyone. Like, you will be significantly faster than everyone. Alright, so that is it for that level. We made it through the Forgotten Caves. So join me next time on Let's Play Mini Ninjas, where we will go through the 4th castle in the game, the last castle before we get to the Samurai's castle, the Samurai Warlord's castle. This is the Snow Castle. So until then, my friends, this is Joseph, Nerds and Matrimony, saying thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.